Well, if you're watching the
if
podcast.
you're watching the podcast, here, let's do it at the same time. If you're watching the podcast, David Lucas is dead in Miami. He finally met his match. Are you going to repeat what I'm saying? He finally met his match in regards to a black girl. And he is still in Miami. We don't know if he's going to make it back. And I'm worried about that.
I thought we were reading the YouTube comments and decided to listen to what the people have to say. They said, we hate David. We said, you know what? We agree. So Will took him to the back of his shed. And what'd you do, Will?
I took him to the back of a shed in Miami, Florida. I put him in a box I had created as I was an 18-wheeler driver going across the United States, and I stuck his fucking ass in that box. I'm feeding him twice a day. Wolf is looking into the hole twice a day to say, hey, how's it going?
Sure
We're still friends of yours, but stay in that fucking box. Wolf, I think everyone wants to know, how would you deal with living in a box? Like in someone's basement.
Well, I did it in New York for 2 years. Paid $3,000. It was a great box. I had a water filter. Brita. It was fantastic.
Your fingernails grew super long. You were not allowed to bathe. Is that true?
I had a great time doing it. I think David
so
will really
you
like
would
this new
be
life.
all right with living in a box.
Correct.
Do you think I would be?
Absolutely not. I think you need to run
Yeah, I
free.
don't know. I don't know about living in a box.
Will can't live in a box. You have to be out free, roaming the world.
I gotta be out there. I gotta be playing my Nintendo handheld. What are those called? Game Boys. I gotta be paying my Game Boy.
What's your favorite Game Boy game?
God, who is the puff? He looks like a puff. Kirby. Kirby's Dream Land.
It's a sick game.
And honestly, we're here right now. Wolf and I are here right now. For anybody on the YouTube saying anything about Wolf, fuck you. You're going to have to come through me. I'm going to have daggers, medallions, crossbows, medallions, daggers,
torches.
My favorite color is yellow. You're going to have to deal with that. As Wolf is underneath the cabin. We're in Mississippi outside of Oxford. Wolf is stuck in that thing. I'm letting his ass out.
Thank you.
And what do you do when you get out of the cupboard?
Make sure that David's still alive.
Make sure he's still alive. He's not. What are you going to do?
Then we got to hide a big body.
We got to hide a huge body.
How would you do it?
Are you familiar with, what's her name from Colorado? What's her name?
Oh, man.
The little girl.
John Benet Ramsey?
John Benet. I'm going to pull a John Benet. I'm going to go to Destin, Florida. I'm going to go to the theme park that specifically has water slides. What do they call those things? Water parks?
Water parks.
I'm going to go to the water park called Big Kahuna. I'm going to do David's black ass into one of the big things. I'm going to be at the bottom with Wolf, and we're both going to say, hey, what happened here? And it's going to show a cutscene of David getting murdered by some black people. David needs to be careful.
He does. He'll be fine.
He's got to be careful.
Jokes aside, David is in Austin, Texas right now, killing it, doing some
Jokes
more stand-up.
aside, yeah, David's in Austin, Texas.
We miss
He's
him.
wearing his eye patch. I don't think he should wear that. Do you?
Wait, he's wearing an eye patch now?
I think he is. That's what I heard.
I missed that in Miami.
I think so. I think he's wearing one.
I don't know if I love that for him.
Yeah, I don't love it for him. David, if you're watching this, man, please stop. Don't wear the eye patch. People appreciate you being large and in charge, you being African American. David, please stop all that. We're worried about you. You're a follower of Jesus Christ, as Wolfe used to be. Wolfe used to be a follower. You're a follower. And now you're missing. David, stop. I'm not watching HLN right now. Wolfe, do you ever watch HLN?
I think at a doctor's office once.
I love HLN.
What's your favorite?
It shocks me, all the people that kill everyone. Watching HLN, I will go with Erica to Vegas and do a bunch of Molly and start playing a bunch of theme park rated games, as they call them.
Wait, back up. What the fuck is HLN? I thought this was like a home shopping network fucking TV.
What does HLN stand for? I don't know.
But what is
Home. What is it? HLN.
this? The Home Lunatic Network.
Home Lunatic Net. Is that what it is?
We're going to find out.
What is HLN? Yeah, please figure that out.
They have murder mysteries on this.
I love it so
channel.
much. My point is, going to Vegas, all we watch is HLN.
Is that CNN? What? HLN?
HLN is not CNN.
HLN
What is
an
HLN?
HLN, formerly CNN Headline News, is an American basic cable and satellite television channel owned by CNN. Part of the.
What was it
TBS.
called?
It was called
Headline News Network?
Yeah,
Is that what it's called?
apparently, unless I'm googling the wrong thing.
Wolf, in your fantasy world,
Uh huh.
if you were to kill someone, I think everyone wants to know, how would you do it? And also, would it be with some sort of an ex, or would it be with a person you don't like who lives next door to you? Who are you going to kill?
Well, should we talk about Miami and maybe that'll answer the question,
Who are you killing?
or should I leave it for next week?
Who are you going to kill? I think we should discuss it this evening. We have had a hard night tonight.
Red band.
I think you will agree with that. We've had a disastrous evening tonight. And here we are discussing HLN. Oh, who are you going to murder? Oh, who are you going to kill? Oh, what are you going to do? Oh, what are you going to put in your mouth? What's the stuff you put in your mouth?
For what?
For like,
Food?
yeah, for food. For it's like a blue color, or it can be a yellow color.
Food coloring?
No, the stuff you put in your mouth if you're trying to deal with the germs in your mouth.
Oh, mouthwash.
Mouthwash. And what is the specific brand called?
Crest.
Crest. No. No, the specific brand. What's it called?
The blue one. Is it? It's not Crest?
The blue.
Listerine.
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 Wolf, here's what I'm asking you.
Mm-hmm.
If you knew in your heart you could murder someone and all you had to do was put Listerine in your mouth, where would you murder that person? Outside of Mississippi, outside of... Hold on. We are just right there. Please do a cutscene. My only point is, I was going to say, just so, who are you going to kill outside of
Mitch McConnell.
Outside of Texas, outside of University of Ole Miss, outside of Oxford?
Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell?
I think that's my final answer.
You would kill him.
Yeah, I think I'd do a lot of good for the world if I did.
Really?
We'd finally get that check, dude.
I'm related to Mitch.
Well, I'm sorry for your future loss.
I thought you were about to say, I'm sorry for your future legs. I do have a fake left leg. Seriously. Mitch McConnell has a fake fucking left leg. Going along with what you're saying, Mitch McConnell, get out of this country.
I agree.
Go back to South Carolina. No, I was about to say South Korea. Mitch, go back
to
North
Korea.
South Korea. Yeah, go back to North Korea.
Go around.
Did you hear that story about that kid? I don't know what college he went to, but he went to North Korea and he took a picture of something.
He got arrested.
And they killed his ass.
Oh, they killed him.
They killed him.
They don't fuck around in North Korea.
They don't fuck around. They don't fuck around.
When did this happen?
A couple years ago.
Shit.
Unless if you are the Chicago Bulls player who's good at rebounding. What's his name?
With the colorful hair?
Yeah, with the colorful hair. What's his name?
God, why is it at the tip of my tongue? I can't even remember.
What is his name? Now I can't remember it.
He dated Carmen Electra, right? Back in the
Yeah.
day.
What's his name?
Oh.
He's allowed to go to North Korea. I want to
is.
go to North Korea. Am I going to ever be allowed?
I think we'll start with South Korea and sneak our way in north. And we'll film a podcast episode.
South Korea, I'd love. Did you watch that wonderful movie, South Korea, came out this past year?
I didn't. And
Did you see it?
I didn't, but Dennis Rodman.
And I'm not, Dennis Rodman.
Fuck.
The snake.
How did I lose that?
No, I'm kidding. I don't know if it's the snake. But no, there was a wonderful South Korean film. What was it called? It came out.
Parasite.
Parasite.
Dude,
Did you ever see that?
Such a good movie.
Did you see that?
I had no idea what I was getting into when I sat in the movie theater, and I was high as a kite. And my first thought was, oh, fuck. Now I have to read subtitles.
How fun was that? I know
Dude.
some subtitles are cool. How fun was that when the crazy guy was living underneath the house
Right?
and they're having the party outside and the papa smells them and he's like, oh, you smell bad. And the guy starts knifing people. That's scary.
Dude, I had zero context as to what the movie was about, but I thought it was like a horror film or like some sort of like virus thing. So I'm just watching this, waiting for something to happen. And that was so unexpected, but so fucking perfect.
And the poor family just going with the rich family. Craziness. That's scary.
You know what?
That's how America's gonna become. Don't you agree?
Maybe. I think the scariest part for me was when they were all hiding under the table. You know?
That was thrilling. I remember when the guy was hitting the little light thing, doing the light thing in the house. Totally scary.
Yep.
Living down in the shepherd's parlor. I'm kidding. The shepherd's parlor is totally made up.
That was like slave quarters, if anything.
Yeah, slave quarters.
It's a wild little
Just
spot.
down in there.
How much do you think rent is there?
God, 250.
It's not bad.
You were talking about being intoxicated watching that movie. I was with my girlfriend Erica. We went to the Showman's Arena. What do they call those things? The
Movie theater?
movie theater. Yeah, I'd like to say Showman's Arena. Watching the movie about the people going into some sort of other country. It was called Midsummer.
I did not see that movie.
And I remember I've tripped a bunch on mushrooms and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
But watching Midsummer, just in the middle of it, I'm getting antsy. And just watching from the point of view of the people in the movie, and lights are going light and lights are going dark. And it's light and it's dark. Just thinking, my God, I'm happy I'm not in this movie.
True.
Has there ever been a movie you watched, minus Jaws or Jaws 2, that you've thought, I'm so happy I'm not a part of this movie?
A few.
What?
Apocalypto.
I saw that. Who is the guy that did that?
I don't even remember.
I love him so much.
Let's switch to
And
old Google
these
real quick.
days, people don't like him. He did the Scottish movie.
Was it oh my God. It's
What's
always
his
on my
name?
tongue.
He
Really?
did the Scottish movie.
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
There we go. Mel Gibson.
That's a fun one.
Yeah.
I just remember watching that thinking, when they are up on that big building about to get their throats slit and the fucking moon does a moon dance.
Was it an eclipse or some shit?
Yeah, an eclipse.
It's
A moon dance, though. Who did that song?
I don't know. But that the scene that's always stuck with me was when he's running away and they're just like shooting arrows at that dude. Dude, I would hate to be in that kind of predicament.
I would hate that too. Do you think you'd be able to make it?
Fuck.
Are you fast enough?
I want to believe that
Would
I
I be able to make it?
I think you'd have a better chance than David.
Really? What do you think?
I think you
Would I be able to make it
with those bike legs.
with these brown recluses?
I think you'll be good.
That's funny. If y'all are watching for the first time, I'm referring to my Birkenstocks as brown recluses. I think that's funny. But yeah, me going through the jungle with my brown recluses, just trying to run away,
Just dodging arrows.
dodging them.
We'll I think we'll be okay. I think David's gonna take most of the arrows, if you ask me.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just that movie just really sort of puts everything in perspective for everyone watching. We agree on this. Most of our friends agree on this. When you really get down to it, a movie such as Apocalypto, just being in the jungles, not being able to brush your teeth, not being able to play, what is that game you play a bunch where with the ships? Battleship. Not being able to play Battleship. We're gonna do our thing. Just down in the peninsula. Where is that? The Aztec Peninsula.
Mexico.
Panama City
Somewhere down
Beach,
there.
Florida, PCB.
Port St. Lucie, Florida.
Port St. Lucie, Florida. Thanks, God, for doing us here.
Yeah, and making sure that we weren't born into the Apocalypto era. What's a movie that you would hate to be in?
I would hate to be in 2001: A Space Odyssey.
True.
Just being the guy who is talking to the spaceman in the ship,
Yeah.
just having to do my face away when I'm in one of the rocket ships trying to go away. I think 2001: A Space Odyssey is even to this point futuristic. I
Yeah.
think that's going to happen. I think y'all watching this is 1995. No, this is 2022. I think eventually people are going to be going to Mars, going to Venus, going to what have you, and there will be an AI personality on there just saying, fuck y'all.
Maybe.
I'm going to kill all y'all.
Maybe.
And just at the end of that movie where it's Daisy, Daisy, My point is that would be a scary movie. I think that's going to happen to us.
It could.
I think we're going to go to Mars. Do you think we'll make it to Mars?
100%.
Would you go to Mars?
I'd be like maybe the 4th space shuttle out there. Definitely not the 1st or the 2nd. Let them get it figured out first.
But the 4th one that blows up.
That's what I'm trying to avoid.
Just like the spaceship that blew up. What was it called?
Challenger? No.
Challenger blew up, but the one that was coming back into America. And there was a piece of foam that hit the fucking wing. That'd be scary. I don't want to be, for anyone watching, I don't want to be in an aircraft that's going down. I'm going to be scared to death. I'm not trying to go in a Edward Scissorhands garden where the garden's looking all pretty and I have to go into an air fucking plane going to Venus, going to Mars. I don't want that.
You don't?
It seems scary. You would go?
I think I'm down to go later, but not immediately. I don't want to be. It's like
what would you do there? Why would you go? What's missing here?
Take some selfies on Mars. I don't know.
Take some selfies on Mars. You would
shit.
Really do that?
No, I don't even take selfies now. But maybe on Mars. They're opening up a space hotel. I don't know if you saw that. I think they're trying to get it up by like 2026 or something like that. They're trying to open the first.
Let's give it up for the Cabot Lodge. Do you remember Cabot Lodge?
No, but I do know.
Yeah, it's a
Space Hilton.
Space Hilton. So you would go.
Yeah.
I'd be scared.
Dude, I'm enamored by that kind of shit, but also scared.
You would go. You would not. Again, 2001: A Space Odyssey. I love the movie. Just where the guy ends up going to infinity and he's just flying through the atmosphere and all the colors are going silly.
Mm-hmm.
And he ends up finding himself in a room where he's an old guy.
Wild.
That's scary.
True.
I wonder if that would happen. I mean, there's black holes. There's all kinds of things. Does that happen to us?
We can't call them black holes anymore. We have to call them Afro-marginalized holes. We need to be more PC. We need these YouTube ads. Well, how dare you? I got a scary movie for you.
And just
space.
right there, you saying that, a cutscene of Wolf and I being in the 1800s outside of Oxford, Mississippi. We are whipping our slaves. David Lucas is nowhere to be found. And we are talking about going up to Jupiter or what have you. My point is, if we're going up to Jupiter, we're going up to Jupiter.
I'm down with it.
It does. That's scary.
I know.
You would go up there?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
Right.
The crazy computer kills the people in the cryo sleep.
Hopefully, we get the good computer while we're out there and not the bad one. I got a scarier space movie for you that I thought about. Did you ever watch, I think it's called Event Horizon or something like that?
I have.
Dude, that movie fucked me up as a kid.
What happens in that?
There is this one scene, it's like he's, I forget this dude's name, but he's like in the bathtub or something like that, and he sees like his dead girlfriend.
For everyone watching, if I'm able to do cutscenes, just picture a cutscene right now of us watching. It is a movie when I was flying back from Hawaii with my relatives. Dunstan checks in. My point is, you talking about this scary space movie.
Mm-hmm.
I picture a guy named Dunstan who's an ape just coming in saying, "What are y'all doing? What y'all doing here? What is this with y'all?" Dunstan checks in.
Dunstan checks
It's a movie about an ape that works at a hotel. What y'all doing in here?
Wow, that is a movie.
Yeah, it's a hell of a movie.
12% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's really good. I've heard closer to 0 is the best. 12%, really good.
Oh man, have you ever watched that movie Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving, yes, I love it.
Thanksgiving.
No, I've never heard of it.
It's around that same percentage on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really?
It's a great movie. I think you should watch it.
What's your one of my favorite Disney movies is it's about the mouse family, but they're in Australia. You ever heard of that?
No.
Yeah, it's called it's a mouse family set in Australia. Come on, are you going to say me or are you going to tell me
I
the
am
name?
literally The Rescuers Down Under.
Rescuers Down Under. Hell of a movie.
How do you have these obscure movie references?
Hell of a movie.
I've never seen this or heard of this.
Hell of a movie. Did you ever watch Bambi?
I did.
What do you think about Bambi growing up, becoming friends with Thumper, becoming friends with Flower, who is the skunk, but he likes flowers. They call him Flower. Mm-hmm. And Bambi's mama goes out into the fields and gets shot. What are your thoughts about that? My point is, people going to Mars or Venus or in the future, people are going to watch this in the future.
True.
We're currently in 2021, y'all. We're talking about future things. My point is, something like Bambi, that is so sad.
It is.
The mom getting killed?
I cried.
I hate that.
Same. But that's what Disney does. They get you right in the feels.
My God, Disney movies. Did you ever watch The Fox and the Hound?
I did.
That was like 88. That was right after I was born.
No shit. I saw it, but as a kid.
Fox and the Hound.
I do not remember that movie.
Fox and the Hound.
Great film.
Fox and the Hound is great. If y'all have never watched
we recommend watching it on
totally
a lot of PCP.
Recommend watching it.
Smoke a lot of PCP, and then watch the movie.
Do PCP, watch it.
And then leave a comment and tell us what you thought.
Leave a comment, but don't leave your parents.
Ever.
Stay in the same room as your parents. Disney. What about old what's his name, who everybody is silencing now? What's his name?
Mr. Potato Head?
No, Dr. What's his name? The guy who did wonderful poems.
Oh, Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss. People are going to be watching this in 1,000 years. We're in the current time where Dr. Seuss is getting canceled.
He's not even alive.
What do you think about that? Dr. Seuss, the majority of his characters are not even humans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but apparently there is racist imagery, just like Dumbo and those kind of movies, going back to Disney for a second. Pointless. I get it, but
totally
also
insane.
Totally insane. Totally pointless. There's bigger problems that we should be dealing with, but we're too busy canceling a dead person. Who would have thought?
Dr. Seuss. One of the best out there. One of the
greatest rappers of all time.
Here, can I hold on 1 second?
Are we about to read a
keep talking.
Are we about to cancel or read a canceled Dr. Seuss book?
Keep talking. Hold on. No, I don't know what to think about it. What do you...
Okay. Something like that, I can understand trying to update imagery, because it was a different time. There was a different understanding. But I think we should put our focuses in more important things, like maybe,
making it to Mars.
Maybe not basing the funding for education in neighborhoods based off of the property taxes of the zip code.
Right.
I think that's a better way to fix racism,
I think it is. I wonder if that will ever happen.
Not taking people off of syrup bottles and what the fuck have you.
Can I read a poem?
By all means.
And this is not for all you audio files out there. You're going to realize quickly this is not who we've been discussing. But why bring it up? Shel Silverstein, giant fan, I'm
Same.
worried to some extent when the racists read where the sidewalk ends, he's going to be canceled. He's going to be canceled. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Oh,
and for all you listening to this 2,000 years into the future, here's, I think, his best poem. You want to hear it, Wolf?
Go for it.
I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy Ann McKay. I have the measles and the mumps, a gash, a rash, and purple bumps. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry. I'm going blind in my right eye. My tonsils are as big as rocks. I've counted 16 chicken pox, and there's one more, that's 17. And don't you think my face looks green? My leg is cut, my eyes are blue. It might be instamatic flu. I cough and sneeze and gasp and choke. I'm sure that my left leg is broke. My hip hurts when I move my chin. My belly button's caving in. My back is wrenched. My ankle sprained. My appendix pains each time it rains. My nose is cold. My toes are numb. I have a sliver in my thumb. My neck is stiff. My spine is weak. I hardly whisper when I speak. My tongue is filling up my mouth. I think my hair's falling out. My elbow's bent. My spine ain't straight. My temperature's 108. My brain is shrunk. I cannot hear. There's a hole inside my ear. I have a hangnail and my heart is, what? What's that? What's that you say? You say today is Saturday? Goodbye, I'm going out to play. It's wonderful.
It's a very racist poem.
I don't know. I know.
It's a very racist poem. I am mortified.
It is so nice. I've had slivers in my thumb.
Same. It sucks. It's the worst.
I hate it.
Same.
Can you imagine being on Venus, having a sliver on your thumb? And those people are saying, what are you doing up here? And just you looking at me in a little cutscene of me getting out my fucking pistol, just saying, I'm going to kill all of us. And I shoot out the window. Just into space.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't go to space.
I don't know. Yeah, I say that in jest.
But
I just wonder about that.
But I feel like you'd go to space, get the right amount of liquor in your body and go, fuck it.
Yeah, we're out of here.
We're out. That's it.
We're out of here.
We're going straight to
I
heaven.
watched one movie one time. It had the girl in the movie Speed. What was it called? It was
Julia Roberts? No.
Not Julia Roberts. I'm trying to think of her name. It was a space movie where at the very beginning of it, it shows her getting knocked off of the spaceship.
Sandra Bullock. Oh, Gravity.
Yeah.
Gravity.
The beginning of Gravity was scary.
That movie pissed
when
me
she
off.
is going out into the fucking universe. Mm-hmm. That's scary.
It is. But that movie overall, I think pissed me off.
How come?
I had a different expectation. I was just like, really? It's like a...
Yeah, my favorite part was when she was floating off into space. That was the best part of the movie.
And then just from there.
Yeah,
What's your favorite space
Kevin
movie?
Bacon was a nightmare in it.
Wait, Kevin Bacon was in that movie? God,
no, I don't think so. And I forgot the plot of it. No, but you asked 2001: A Space Odyssey.
So that's your favorite space movie?
It's the best.
Dude, I got to rewatch that. Not going to lie. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
And you also need to watch, after that, another Kubrick movie, the last film he made. What's it called? With Tom Cruise and...
I'm thinking of a different director. I was like, Dr. Parnassus, but that's not Stanley Kubrick.
Not Dr. Parnassus.
You see that movie?
I've never seen it. It was the last one with what's his name before he died.
Yeah. God, I'm so bad with names.
Yeah, I can't think of names right now.
Yeah, I saw that movie on Shrooms.
No, but I'm talking about...
Yeah, I'm looking
Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh, I never
saw it.
Eyes
Wide Shut. You ever seen that one?
No, I never saw it.
It's a good one.
I think you've talked about it before.
Eyes Wide Shut.
I'm going to put it on my to-do list.
Eyes Wide Shut. And I think now, with everyone talking about oh, the Illuminati, oh, all these people.
Mhm.
I think Eyes Wide Shut sort of gets into it.
Wow, this
It
is
is
in
about-
99?
It's about the idea. Yeah, it was Kubrick's last movie. It is about the idea of these sex clubs.
Oh.
And I promise you, I'm cool to some extent with sex clubs, but I'm just worried about walking up those steps in a stairwell and slipping and hurting my back, hurting my whatever.
I have a true story for you. I've accidentally walked into an orgy. I was living in Seattle, and I was meeting up with a few people at a hotel room for a party. Or not a hotel room, it was like where someone lived. And I opened the door next door, and there are about 7 people just doing their business.
What'd you do?
I joined. Duh.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Dude. This
What do you mean you joined?
I did join. I did. I'm a liar. I
For
didn't join.
those not here right now, it's only us. There's a honk outside of this door that's Did you really join?
No.
I wouldn't join.
No,
I'd be
there's-
scared.
Dude, there's no way. I opened that door and I felt so like you don't expect to open a door and see a bunch of people just like on top of each other just fucking. And literally I was just like, "Oh." And we just all looked at each other. And I just closed the door and realized wrong room. I just went next
You know
door.
what I picture if that were a movie? Just that scene occurring in Las Vegas and me walking into the room, me slamming into it, and MIA paper planes playing in the background, and me getting my fucking Uzi out and just
Blasting.
killing everyone. You know what I mean? That's the kind of orgy I'd want to be involved in.
I feel you.
Just the kind where I can kill a bunch of people and maybe throw it into a lake or a stream and just get on out of there. Because I would not join. I'd be worried.
Same.
There's no way.
Yeah, you don't seem like an orgy kind of person.
There's no way.
If you had to dispose of 7 bodies, how would you do it?
I would first off put on my Speedo goggles, adjust the fog, because it would be fogging up like a motherfucker. I'd be very worried.
And excited.
And then get out my gun and start shooting people. And then halfway through, put on my rollerblades and just sort of when I'm trying to rollerblade off, I'm skidding off into the horizon and someone behind me makes a noise and I start firing my gun behind me. That is why, Wolf, I don't think I'd ever want a gun. I would just shoot with reckless abandon. I don't want a gun.
It'd be fun though.
Would you shoot people? Truly, would you shoot people?
I wouldn't want to.
But would you if you had to?
If I had to, I totally would.
You'd shoot into that crowd.
I would be in a hotel in Las Vegas watching these fucking white people at this country music festival. And I'm just sitting in my hotel room, just pissed.
Hey, William, break out the window.
Break out the window. Roll out the guns. Let's open fire. Let's fuck this event up. Would you be down?
Here is, for those people watching, what I picture as a cutscene of me agreeing with that, and then it following up with a cutscene of me and Wolf with old Timothy McVeigh in Oklahoma City, and we are in his rider van filled with explosives, and Wolf is trying to light the ignition of the bombs in the back of the rider van. And I put on my Speedo goggles and I'm like, dude, come on now. What's going on? But when we're exiting the vehicle, a giant explosion. And just right there, my point is, if you and I end up finding ourselves going to Venus or Mars, just we are going down there and we are worried that our spaceship might blow up or what have you, we are reminiscing about being with old Timothy McVeigh just in his rider van in front of that Oklahoma City federal building, just thinking it don't matter no more. We're in outer space. We're in outer space. That's what scares me about space. I feel like people will go up to Mars or what have you and murder someone and just say, oh, we're not in international waters. Oh, we're not in Pakistan. We're in space. How do you do that? That's why I don't want to go to space. I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with that.
I understand. But
it'd be a nightmare.
You know what draws me to space? The idea that one day I can do drugs from another planet and see what the fuck that's about. I know your parents are watching this, but isn't that kind of exciting?
What I picture is just right there.
Larry, we apologize.
Wolf and I making our way to Venus, which for those that don't know, it's Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Venus is a hot planet. We find ourselves going to Venus. I'm with Wolf. We have some liquid acid. We go into the bathroom. We both do 2 hits in our mouths.
10.
And we're just like, 10. Hold on. What are we doing here? And you look at me and you say, William, we ain't coming back. We ain't coming back.
It's a one-way ticket.
We're in Venus.
That's it. One-way
I don't want to die in Venus.
Me neither.
But is it better than dying in America? Would you rather die in space or in America or in Springfield?
I imagine we would die in the middle of an ocean, in the middle of nowhere. Maybe on our way to Aruba, maybe in the Bermuda Triangle, on those 10 hits of acid, thinking that we're in Venus. But truly, we're just on a boat.
And it just sort of a final scene. It shows us on boogie boards, just having fun. We have our suits around us. We're trying to be careful. Super dangerous. We're in the middle of the ocean. Here's my point in regards to that. Middle of the ocean, same as middle of space.
True.
I feel like people have discovered less of the middle of the ocean versus space.
Facts.
Just us being in the middle of the ocean, getting our boogie boards together, getting our Speedo goggles together, getting our Speedo swimming caps together. And you're just saying, William, hold on, what's going on? And it's just so loud. And I'm looking at you, just saying, hold on, what are you talking about? And it's just a hurricane brewing. And we're just like, hold on, what's going on? When do we start this podcast? And for those watching, this is when. Wolf and I have been in the midst of a hurricane down in Florida. What do you think about Florida? I love the humidity.
Hate it.
I'm a Gators fan.
I know you are.
What are you? Miami fan? You don't give a shit.
Bingo. I don't care.
You don't care?
I don't.
I love humidity.
Same. I love humanity.
My dad, I talked to my dad when I was down there, and he was like, yeah, if it wasn't for your mom trying to be around your mom's sister all the time, we would move down to Florida.
Huh.
I love that humidity.
What part of Florida?
Maybe down in Gainesville. I remember my dad's family down in Gainesville, Florida. And I remember my grandfather, Trace Montgomery, I think I've maybe said this, I don't know, but he used to draw pictures of Indians.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And I have a piece of paper in my baggage out here somewhere where a part of it says, I regret never seeing you do stand-up.
Oh, that's sweet.
Neither here nor there, yeah. But yeah, Trace Montgomery, down in Gainesville, Florida. We would go down there to go into Disney World, and we would find Playboy magazines. It would say, where'd you get these from? And he would say, oh, from my dentist's son. And we would laugh, and my father, Larry, would shake his head and say, dentist's son? And my dad and my mom would go stay at a hotel because at their place down in Gainesville, it was horribly filled with dust. We couldn't stay there. I would stay there for like 2 nights, and I would be sneezing. It'd be horrible. It'd be horrible.
I'm very sorry you had to experience that.
It'd be horrible. But yeah, old Trace, one of his things, he said, I have the piece of paper before he died, he wrote it down like in the mid 90s. Mm-hmm. Before he died, I wish I had it now. But one of them, it was a piece of paper with a bunch of things written on it. One of them was KISS, and it was keep it simple, stupid.
Yep.
Which I agree with.
100%.
And my grandfather, Trace, I've talked about it even on this. I tend to believe in Jesus. But Trace, he always told us boys when we went to their house that Jesus was harming him to some extent, allowing him to be alive too long because he outlived all of his friends and everyone, which is all neither here nor there, but I just remember that. Just being at my grandparents' house.
He's like, why, God, why?
And Trace, yeah, just saying.
Get me the fuck out of here.
Just saying that.
I feel the same way living in Gainesville. I think if Trace lived in Miami, he would have a better time. I think he would be with us on the boogie boards.
Yeah, I tend to disagree with that.
Really?
What?
You don't think he'd have fun with us on the boogie boards? And then I look over to you and I'm like, hey, did anyone feed David today? He's still in that box.
Not going to be worried about David. He's going to be worried about his sweet grandson, William. He's not going to be worried about David. What are you talking about?
Is it because he was racist?
I'm not even going to say that. It just has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that.
You don't think he'd
Trace Montgomery, he was living his life. He was keeping it going. He's not going to worry about me being down in Miami with a good friend. He doesn't trust me anymore.
How was Miami? Was that your first time?
It was fun. I've never been there.
Oh, shit. What'd you do for fun?
Seemed cool.
Since we didn't fucking hang out.
Yeah, it seemed fun.
Yeah? You should go back.
I'd go back. I love the humidity.
I don't. Man, that was like
that's
one of the first reasons I moved out.
Oh my God, I love it.
I grew up there for 18 years, 19 years. I said, get me the fuck out.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you ever go down into the underwater cavern systems?
No. I didn't even know.
For those that don't know, there was a time, and I wish it was recorded. It doesn't matter. I could probably replay it. But there was a time where I was doing the Kill Tony, and I went back to my place in Hollywood where I was living, and I was fucked up, and I was calling a bunch of people on my phone, and I called this random guy who I thought was someone else, but he wasn't. And I told him, hey, how's it going? I'm down in an underwater cavern system in Florida somewhere. I'm in an air bubble.
Help.
And just saying all this shit. Literally, Wolf, it would have been fun if it was recorded. This guy calls the police. It's probably 5 a.m. I get a phone call from my parents. Literally. I get a phone call from my parents. It's my dad asking, are you alive or dead? And he's like, your mom, Frances, sort of didn't think it was too sad. And I hear my dad, Larry, like literally starting to cry. And I literally talked to some black lady police officer in Memphis. And she's asking me if I'm in some underwater cavern system. It was horrible. It was horrible. It would have been wonderful if it was recorded. It was insane. This is like at 5 a.m. I'm talking to this random guy in Texas. I can call him right now. I still have his fucking number. But I convince him enough that I'm trapped in an underwater cavern system. And he calls the police in Memphis. And my parents call me. And I remember thinking my mom didn't seem too sad. And me talking to my dad and it seeming like he was about to cry. It was sad. Just total insanity. Dude. And I'm standing outside of my apartment in Hollywood looking at the fucking, I don't know, Walgreens or whatever it was.
The Rock and Roll Ralph.
Just thinking, what have I done?
Dude.
And my dad kept on asking me, how many mushrooms did you take?
Okay, so here's why it's even funnier to me. I did something similar and got into a similar situation. I think it was like a year and a half ago. I lied to someone and said that I was trapped in the trunk of a car and I needed help.
What'd they say?
They freaked out. They're like, oh my God, are you serious? Freaking out, calling me, blowing my phone up. I'm not picking up. And they're panicking and they're calling all my other friends.
Which is sweet.
It is. I felt very, like, at the end of it all, I was like, oh man,
totally.
My friends care.
With me in that situation.
The complete opposite.
I swear to you this. I love Mom and Papa. I just remember hearing my mother just truly thinking to myself, I don't know, Francis, if you'll watch this or whatever. Truly, I was thinking, my God, I would have thought my mom would have been more sad, without a doubt, thinking I was dead. And then my sweet Papa Larry, him getting emotional, starting to cry a little bit when we're talking. And he was like, yeah, I was talking to this lady and she's saying you're caught in an underwater cavern system. And he started laughing a little. And I was like, yeah, I was kidding. Just total insanity.
I love that you did that. I love that you did that.
But total insanity. And just being down in Florida, there's a bunch of underwater cavern systems.
I didn't even know that.
Totally. Big time.
I live there.
Big time.
Fun fact.
Well, you're not going to go down there.
I don't want to.
Don't go down there with David. Because you're not going to go down there with me.
Mm-mm.
It's a death trap.
I bet.
It's a death trap.
I bet. Where are these underwater caverns? Like what part of
Wiki Waki Springs. That's one of them.
I'm Googling this.
There's a bunch of springs. Literally. They are deadly. There's been a time on Reddit. I like to get on Watch People Die. It's no longer on Reddit. But when it was still around, there was a wonderful article about some father and son going down to some spring down in Florida, down in their cavern system, and they both fucking die. And I'm just laying in my bed, just thinking, where are my sheets? First off, thinking, where are my sheets? And then thinking, I would never go down there. Literally, Wolf, never go down there.
It's a whole thing.
People dying there all the time, man.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, me too.
I'd rather take my chances in space at the space
I'd rather
hotel.
take my chances in Vegas.
True.
No, I wouldn't.
No. Especially.
But in space, I agree. Not in an underwater cavern system. Wolf, we're all going to die. But I think a scary way to die would be being in some Middle Tennessee cavern system, going down there, running out of string, and you end up in some fucking air bubble, and you have your little Nokia cell phone calling everyone saying, hey, help me. But you know in the back of your fucking head, you're stuck in some air bubble. That'd be scary as shit.
Yeah. How'd you end up there in the first place?
Literally. That's a nightmare.
PCP.
It's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare.
I'm not ending up there.
Neither of us are.
Literally. I hope not.
I didn't even know that was a thing in Florida.
It's totally a thing. Oh, yeah, the underwater cavern system.
Wiki Waki Springs. I've never heard of this.
Underwater cavern system.
You are a more educated man than I am.
And just picture right there, Just MIA paper planes playing. Just you going down into the tunnel with your bundle of string, and people run out of their bundle of string, and it turns into a life or death situation. And I promise you this, if you're trapped in an underwater cavern system, you're going to be talking about old Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be thinking, Jesus, help me. Literally.
What was that quote? There's no such thing as an atheist in a underwater cavern system.
Yes. That's what Shel Silverstein said.
What was it, Shell? There's no atheist in a foxhole.
That's for those watching, that's a real quote.
Yeah. There's no such thing as an atheist in a foxhole. Yeah. It's a good quote. I get it. Shit. Even like when I was flying to Miami and I had my mask on my face and my eye mask on, I'm like, I feel completely covered. I was like, man, I'm gonna pray to Jesus real quick just in case, because if this plane goes down, you never know.
Totally.
You never know. We were delayed 2 hours on our way back. They said that because one seatbelt was stuck, they had to go back to the terminal or the gate and fix it. And all I could think to myself is, that's a fucking lie. What's actually going on? Get me the fuck off this plane.
And right there, just cutscene, you and I and that Malaysian air flight that they never found, where the pilot went AWOL, and us just being back in the plane and adjusting our socks and shoes, just thinking, oh my God, just being in a plane like that, I don't think it would hurt if we crashed.
It would take seconds.
I don't think it would hurt.
I just want to know, why don't planes have more parachutes? Why do you give us a flotation system, but not a parachute?
Money. What do you mean parachute? They'd be expensive.
They would, but you'd get some survivors and you wouldn't get sued by the families.
But normally planes don't crash.
True. They're
That's
safer
the
than cars.
scary thing about planes.
They're safer than cars. But
yeah, without a doubt.
But
And buses.
once you're fucked, you're fucked. That's the thing.
But it doesn't matter. And it's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt.
Hopefully. Unless you're like the one guy that wakes up and you're like, oh shit. Do you
Just
think
waking up on Xanax and you're in that airplane with the German pilot who locked the door and they're trying to get in. This happened some years ago. And he slams into the side of a mountain. That happened. That'd be scary.
It would.
My point is, slamming into the ground or a mountain on an airplane. I read the other day, just between the front of the plane and the back of the plane hitting the ground, it's like a half of a second. That's amazing. So you're not feeling anything.
You're just,
Yup. You're just praying to God.
you didn't even have time though, because if you don't know.
Well, you have a little time. I think in all of those planes, I love reading about plane disasters. They go upside down. They start going into the ocean from 30,000 feet. You know something's wrong. I think in that interim time, you're able to say, Jesus, please help me. Please help me, Jesus.
Would you, if you had enough time, would you try to just jump out of the plane and just risk it?
I would try to kiss the person next to me. Whether it's a boy or a girl, I wouldn't care. I'd just say, hey, what's up, dude? This thing's going down.
Let's fuck.
Let's do it. Let's kiss.
At that point, a hole's a hole.
Yeah, I've said that too.
So you and David are... Actually, we talked about this before, and it seems like you're now on the same page as us. We're trying to go out coming. We're trying to come as we go.
Right, I think so.
You see the light now. I'm glad that you agree with us. It's a good way to... We are brought to you by Caliper CBD powder, a better way to take CBD. Well, when I'm out there murdering people, I'm trying to hide their bodies, and I'm starting to feel an anxiety attack. You know what I like to do?
What?
I like to put some CBD powder into my Japanese whiskey, chug that shit down, and keep going, because that's the only way my anxiety goes away.
Caliber CBD powder is completely tasteless. Is that why you like to do that?
Yes, sir.
It mixes easily into food or a nice cold drink.
Exactly.
No weird taste, oily residue, or nasty mouthfeel.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't worry about taking too little or too much. Each packet is precisely measured.
And I heard that Caliper is clinically proven to absorb faster in your body than a tincture.
Only takes about 15 minutes to kick in, about twice as fast as CBD oil.
Holy shit. And it's completely THC free.
All natural, non-GMO ingredients. No fillers, added chemicals, or artificial flavors. So try it today. Get 20% off your first order when you use promo code BROTHERS at trycaliber.com/brothers. You can try Caliber CBD risk-free for 30 days. If you don't love it, they'll give you a full refund. That's trycaliber.com/brothers. Don't forget promo code BROTHERS for 20% off your first order.
Love me some Caliper CBD.
And for those that don't know, CBD Caliper, CBD, it is in accordance with the Bible.
Indeed. And on the 8th day, the Lord made CBD.
On the 8th day, I think they're going to use that as a new thing. On the 8th day, CBD was used by John the Baptist.
And then he wrote the book of Revelations.
And he wrote John. He wrote John.
True.
See, that's a weird thing to think about.
Hmm.
Just about literally believing in Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
That is where, honestly, Wolf, if I could ever be somewhere in the past in history, I wish I could have been with Jesus, where he's like feeding the 5,000, or he's talking to a what's his name up in the sycamore tree, Zacchaeus, for the Lord he wanted to see. Truly, I wish I could have been there.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Because I would totally, and now I believe in Jesus. But my point is just being there. Truly. If you were there, would you believe?
Oh, yeah. If I saw this dude turn water into wine in front of me,
Would you?
I'd be like, all right, I'm sold.
Would you really?
Yeah, one of those, like, you got to see it to believe it, people. But now,
Totally.
Here's a funny
What do you
thing.
think about him talking to doubting Simon or Thomas? I can't remember. But when it was either Simon or Thomas,
Simon, right?
doubting Simon, who saw Jesus after he rose from the dead, and Simon put his hands in his wounds in his tummy and his hands.
We're stupid. Doubting Thomas.
My point is, doubting Thomas. My point is, just that right there, I promise you. Just us having fun on this earth right now. I just wish I could have seen that.
Yeah.
Because I can know in my heart, and I believe in my heart, I pray for you. I don't know if I should say that right now, but I promise I pray for you.
I pray for
But
you.
my point is, just seeing that, just Jesus looking at him saying, you've seen, yet you don't believe. Blessed are those who have not seen, yet believe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember that.
I swear to you, without a doubt, that's the biggest thing.
True.
That's the biggest thing.
Have you ever thought about the fact that before the Renaissance era, everyone was completely drunk? They didn't drink water because it was hard as shit to like clean it. So they drank alcohol.
What do you mean?
We can't put that on. YouTube will cut us off.
No, we're still talking. I didn't know we were still. What do you mean the Renaissance? We're
So-
talking about BC.
Yeah.
We're talking about Jesus
So before
feeding 5,000 people.
So before the Renaissance era, most people were drinking mead, wine,
Yeah,
or
what's
whatever
your
the hell,
point?
to keep themselves hydrated. So that means everyone back in the day was drunk most days.
Whatever it may be. But old Jesus feeding the 5,000. Just the people being on the beach, expecting a dubstep show. I'll be quite frank. I love dubstep. No, I picture just 5,000 Jews, whatever you want to call them. Maybe some Armenians. I have no idea. But no, him feeding the 5,000 and just it being a cutscene to you and I watching the movie with old Mel Gibson, Passion of the Christ. Have you seen that? Have you seen it?
I think I saw the first 15 minutes and said, I gotta go.
Yeah, Jewish folks going after Jesus.
Poor guy.
Right, poor guy.
Poor guy.
And what he said is, believe in me. That's all he said. I think it's as simple as that. It's as hard as that, but it's as simple as that.
Truly.
Us currently living in this life where we have people going up to Mars, to different places. We have all these sex robots. We have North Korea not following the guidelines. My point is, in this current reality, old Jesus is appreciating the folks that believe in him. Without a doubt.
Definitely.
Without a doubt. One of my favorite favorite websites I found, it was the Texas Department of Justice. And it was all the people who were on death row. They were about to die. At first, I would read what they did and then their last words. And I felt a kind of way. And then I read their last words and what they did. My only point is, what I loved more than nothing else looking at that, probably 3% of those people talked about the Texas Rangers, the baseball team. And probably 95% of them talked about Jesus. Maybe 1% talked about, oh, I'm innocent, nothing matters. My point is, truly, if we're talking about it, I just find it so interesting. Just people who are on death row, about to get that shot that kills them, they all talk about Jesus. I feel like there's something interesting with that.
I mean, it's Texas.
But I feel like if we were in World War II on some sort of battleship and it got blown up and we're in the water and our buddies are getting eaten by sharks, you know what we're thinking? We're thinking Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Wolf, my point is, at this point in time, we're lucky we're not living in some horrible nightmare scenario.
Sure.
Or killed people and we're in Texas. Just last words, and they're asking me for my last meal, and I just say my mama's. What is that? The fish you can get out of the little cans, tuna fish. My last meal would be a tuna salad sandwich, and some big old Cheetos. That would be my last meal. But that's my point, and maybe it doesn't matter at all. Maybe it doesn't matter at all. Maybe. Just us dying and people. But I think at the end of the day, I remember my sweet grandmother B. Vance. She was dying of breast cancer and then the cancer in your lungs, lung cancer. But I remember a black preacher came in. Colenso Hubbard, who used to play for, Father Colenso. He used to play for,
how do you spell that?
Hold on, I'm thinking of the team. I'm messing up, pausing on the team. He used to play for not Nebraska. I want to say Nebraska. It's,
Colenso?
Who was the best team? Hold on, we have to delete this. But no, what good. My point is, Colenso Hubbard, he was a player for Alabama who has won so many championships. Alabama's the best college football team there is. But I remember going up into my grandmother's room, honestly, in Germantown, Tennessee. I wish I could think of the year. I don't remember. I was maybe like a 7th grader.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going up there.
The early 1800s.
Going up there, her being around some of my cousins. I was her favorite, which is neither here nor there. But I just remember, I don't think she was religious. But Colenso went up there. It was praying with her and everything. My only point is, I would like to think, whether it's fake or not, I think it's real. But just believing in an old God and going from there and dying. I feel like when one dies, it's something good or bad or nothing at all. Wouldn't you agree? What else is it?
It's literally that. It could either be great.
Without a doubt.
Actually, it could either be great or just nothing at all.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
And again, thinking about, we discussed 2001: A Space Odyssey. It was made in 1968, I think. And it is still futuristic to these days. It's wonderful. The idea of the computer going after the people on the spaceship.
Yeah.
Totally futuristic. Totally wonderful. My only point is just watching that movie, watching the guy where it says like Venus and whatever, and going through the space and it's doing all the crazy colors. And he ends up back and he's an old guy. My only point is, I feel like a lot of people say, oh, well, God, maybe if it's just Earth, whatever, how I totally see it. Old God up there creating all of this, allowing us to now see just the part of Saturn. I'm kidding, but Mars. You know what I mean? Just without a doubt. It's all so beautiful.
I agree.
Just without a doubt.
I agree.
And just you being from Miami, you know what I promise you? A lot of even though those ghetto-ass people probably believe in all Jesus.
They do.
Without a doubt.
A lot more than I do. Good for them.
Right, and you have to. I'm going to keep praying for you.
I'll keep praying for you.
You're not praying for me.
I am, in my own way. I'm like, hey, whatever's out there, I hope Will's okay. I hope that this isn't his last Bud Light tonight when he shows up late and Erica's like, where the fuck have you been?
And just a cutscene of me looking at the refrigerator, just saying, oh, I don't want the purple drink. I don't want the... And then just getting out the orange drink. What's it called?
High C.
High C.
I love High C.
High C?
High C.
No. What's it called?
Sunny D.
Sunny Day. Just getting it out. My point is, just us doing all of this, just had to be careful. What if there is a God up there? Would you want to go to heaven?
I think I'd get
Why
bored.
would you not?
I might get bored.
You know what I picture? Just me and you listening right now to the rap song by the guy that died. He was overweight man.
Biggie?
From Biggie. When he says, when I die, fuck it, I want to go to hell because I'm a piece of shit. It ain't hard to fucking tell. Don't make sense going to heaven with the goodies dressed in white. Fuck it.
Yeah.
No, and I hear that, but I just think if it is a real thing, I want to go to heaven. I don't want to go to hell.
You don't think you'd get bored?
What, going to heaven?
Yeah, just everything's okay the whole time, and you're just like, oh,
I think
what
I would
now?
get really big into Dragon Ball Z. I think I would. I joined last night on Reddit, DBZ and something else. I'm not too familiar with it. But no, truly, you asking me that, I would just picture just dying and going up there and messing around versus dying and just in the movie Ghost. You know the movie Ghost? Where that bad guy dies at the end and the big glass thing hits him and the shadow people get him and he's down in hell. No way. No way.
Having the time of his life.
No way.
Watching all the orgies go down, all the good drugs are down there. Dude,
It'll stop.
Hell sounds like the most lit LA club I've ever been to.
I don't think so.
You know?
I think you need to be careful.
I think we're being sold propaganda, and maybe Satan is the way. Larry, I apologize.
I don't think so.
You never know. You never know.
But what if there? So you're accepting there is the devil. So my point is, if there is the devil, he tried to sort of go over God. He tried to do his thing, but it's down in the lake of fire. You think that's fun?
I mean, you want to move to Florida, so the heat doesn't seem like a problem.
But you think that's cool?
You never know. You can't knock it until you try it, is what I'm trying to say.
I think it'd be a horrible nightmare. So why do all of the people on the Texas Department of Justice who are about to die, they're all horrible people, why do they all say, oh, Jesus, I believe in you. I'm going to heaven. Why?
Because they're outside of their goddamn minds. You killed someone.
But my
You're not going
point
to heaven.
is, I don't think it makes it wrong. I think I do accept people saying, oh, yeah, it's crazy people on death row. Oh, yeah, obviously they're going to talk about all Jesus, what have you. My point is, I don't think it makes it wrong.
Sure.
At all. We used to have an orange tabby cat at my parents' house. We called him Kitty, and he would kill birds and squirrels and put them on our back porch. And what sort of hit me was that cat realized we were providing for it. So it would give us squirrels and birds, all this shit. My point is, if there's an old God up there, he appreciates the people that instead of killing birds and squirrels, just think before they go to sleep. I love you, God.
Okay.
Maybe it's fake. I don't know.
I don't know either. I try not to assume. Hey guys, whatever works for you.
What about people who do like Scientology or the crazy cults? You know what I mean?
I'm going to go on the record now and say I am deathly afraid of Scientologists. I saw this thing called The Unfunny Truth About Scientology on E-Bombs World like 15 years ago.
I remember E-Bombs World.
Did you ever watch that video?
I didn't. What did it say?
I saw that at like 3 a.m, all my lights off in my room, and this eerie music is just playing the whole fucking time.
But Scientology, my point with that is, they are saying they're a religion, but at the end of the day, their leader is
a science fiction writer.
Did you ever watch the movie I love so much? He's a redheaded guy that died of heroin. And also, the guy, basically the movie is called, what's the movie? Hold on, look it up. It's like The Majestic or the...
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
I love that my Google search
Do you know that movie?
Redheaded guy died of heroin.
Have you ever seen that movie?
What was the movie?
Look up the movie. It has him and... what's his name? Whose brother died outside of the rock and roll club in L.A. in the early 90s.
What, do you know the name of the movie?
River Phoenix. His brother died at River Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix.
The Master. Have you ever seen it?
I have not.
Watch it. Essentially, my point is, I feel like The Master is a great representation of that religion, just being that Philip Seymour Hoffman was very insightful. People followed him. All total bullshit, but it's a wonderful movie. Total wonderful movie. My point is, in regards to different cults or what have you, whether it be that or the guy in Texas who had all the kids and the wives and they died in what's it called?
Talk about, oh God, why? It's at this episode
Yeah,
brought
what's
to
it
you by
called?
Japanese whiskey, where I forget words.
But no, what's it called? That guy who died.
Jonesboro. Wait, is that what we're talking
No,
about?
it was in Texas.
Are we talking about Mormons? No.
No, in Texas. What was the guy called?
Give me other keywords. I'm gonna try to Google it for you.
If we were live, we would be able to get y'all's insights. No, my point is the crazy guy who started the cult in Texas.
David Koresh.
In Waco. Yeah, Koresh.
Okay.
My point is Koresh.
Yes. Waco.
Fucking Scientology guy.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, why I told you earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and this will be for the record,
Mm-hmm.
so when I die, Jesus will say, oh, did you say anything about me? And I'll be able to look down at this. I'm kind of kidding. But my point is, with all of those people, nothing happened at all. With Buddha,
Mm-hmm.
it's some overweight Asian guy, what have you. My point is, with old Jesus, him feeding the 5,000, I wish I could have been there.
Same.
Because that is without a doubt the Son of God.
That would be a dope thing to experience.
Just totally.
If I saw this guy bring Lazarus back up to life, I would faint.
And I just picture you and I watching that. We have our paintball gun, just gear on. We are ready to go into the paintball gun stadium. Just not really caring what Jesus said. We're not really giving a shit. We're trying to go into that arena and just getting folks with their paintballs, what have you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We don't care no more. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
It don't matter no more.
Mm-mm.
But in the heat of the moment, when we watch Jesus rise from the dead out of that cave, and the angel does the rock out of the cave, what are we thinking?
Oh, shit.
You know what we're thinking? It's showing us MIA paper planes in the background, and we're shooting our guns up in the air, and just MIA paper planes in the background, just, and we're just thinking, my God, this is
A miracle.
2022 AD. What would that have been like? What are gas prices like?
Real
What do
cheap.
you think?
Back then? Wait, 2020 AD? They were fair.
You know what scares me? I picture you and I living in a house, and I ask you, what about gas prices? And it shows a cutscene of you walking out of the side door, and it shows you like a bunch of sand all around and those sand snakes from Beetlejuice. You know what I mean? Yeah. How scary would that be? And Beetlejuice, if people are listening, Beetlejuice, that's a God thing. You know what I mean?
It is?
Without a doubt. The people that didn't believe, so they're still on the earth,
Oh.
without a doubt. That's Beetlejuice.
Oh, shit.
It's Beetlejuice.
Whoa. You see, I think I'd support Jesus more if he wore pinstripe pants or a full pinstripe outfit. Wouldn't you agree?
What do you mean?
Doesn't Beetlejuice wear a full pinstripe outfit?
Right, but I don't think Beetlejuice necessarily, I don't think you can necessarily put that on Jesus.
Beetlejuice has better fashion sense. I think I would worship Beetlejuice before Jesus at this point, based on fashion.
You know what I
alone.
loved watching the Comedy Store special on what's just that actor who played Beetlejuice. What's his name? He was also Batman.
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner.
Is that right?
That was not Kevin Costner. That sounded right.
Cardi B. No.
Not Cardi B.
Speaking of Cardi B for a second, apparently she's going to be on the next Fast and the Furious.
She's going to be on our podcast next week.
Yep. And she will also be the car sounds for Fast and Furious 9.
What a nightmare. I like Gangsta Boo.
Gangsta Boo.
More of a Gangsta Boo fan.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. That was Beetlejuice. I don't know why I said Kevin Costner. Close, I feel.
Love Kevin Costner. I liked him on the Robin Hood movie.
I'm like about
and
to...
do you know the girl on Robin Hood?
Mm-hmm.
You know Robin Hood movie?
Uh-huh.
What was the girl's name on Robin Hood movie?
Robin Hood Men with Tights or whatever the hell it's called.
No, the Robin Hood movie. She had curly hair. What's her name? You want to look it up? What's her name?
With curly...
The girl on Robin Hood.
It sucks because I Google search and the first thing that comes up is the fucking stock app. Is her name Eve Hewson? No, this isn't right.
No, she had a long name. It was like a Italian name. What's her name? Do you see it?
I don't. I'm working on it.
Yeah, Maid Marian on the Robin Hood movie.
Is this the 1938 film that you're speaking of?
Not the 1930s.
Dude, Google
I picture that being Doubting Simon. Just being like, is this 1938 Jesus? And Jesus just looking at him saying,
how dare you?
Dude, yeah, how dare you? My gut is cut in two.
This isn't the 2018 film, right?
No, it's like 1990.
Why is Google not showing me anything?
Yeah, look up the movie.
Dude.
What's it called?
Oh, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves?
Yeah, the girl. What's her name?
Mary Elizabeth Mastranto.
Mastranto. Have you ever watched the movie The Abyss?
No.
Watch it.
Scarlett Johansson?
That was Scarlett Johansson. No. I love Scarlett Johansson, but no. Do you think...
She's in that movie.
Do you think Scarlett Johansson will ever be a guest on here?
I hope so.
Do you?
Yeah. So I could be like, Colin Jost, I'm taking over.
Who's Colin Jost?
Her new husband. I'm so pissed about it.
My point is, what was Mastriano?
Mm-hmm.
There's a wonderful movie called The Abyss where me being a little boy, they are down in the ocean at some sort of oil rig situation. A Soviet submarine goes down by them.
Mm-hmm.
Navy SEALs go down to the rig and they go down to try to see what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the first time I ever thought about, oh God.
Okay.
Just went in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
When the things underneath the water come up in the movie and they're doing people's faces and people are touching them, and then the crazy Navy SEAL shuts the door and the thing erupts in water.
Mm-hmm.
Just horrible nightmare. My point is, I want to go down to the middle of the ocean because it would be just like going down into the middle of Mars.
True.
The majority of people don't know anything about the ocean.
This is very true. We don't know shit about anything when you think about it. We're too busy doing other things. We could be exploring space, the ocean, the human brain.
Pressing A4 and we are playing Battleship and
you are. You're so fucked after I did that.
I don't know.
No, you'll be okay. I meant to hit the other button so that it wouldn't vibrate.
Yeah, I get it.
And then I hit the big button by accident. She has permission to
For
yell at me.
those still watching, I'm of the opinion that Wolf should take the place of David. I'm kidding. What I'm saying is, to all of you faggots out there talking shit about Wolfe, get used to him. He's a sweet guy. We're buddies. It's what's going to happen. All of you dumbasses talking shit, do your own podcast. I wish you luck. You'll never be able to fucking do it because you don't have humor. You don't have anything. So quit talking shit. It is what it is. It's like we're chefs of a, what is that restaurant called where you have the fajitas? It's like we're chefs of a Chili's. A Chili's.
Okay.